So it's funny, like you can make arguments both ways. I picked the Knicks to win the series late, 6 or 7 games. I think they have a deeper soul. They know exactly what they are. I think Atlanta's more talented. But when you watched that game last night, who do you have winning this thing and why?
No, I agree with you. I picked the Knicks in 7, and which obviously a 7-game series you feel could go any way. And I agree. Atlanta has the more talented offensive players. They've obviously got the most dynamic player at this point, which is Trae Young, who I think, Colin, this series, win or lose, if he continues to play well, this series is going to make him a star and a celebrity.
Yeah.
Not quite a superstar yet, because you got to win at a high level for that. But, yeah, it's making him this generation's Reggie Miller light.
Yeah.
I say light because it's the first round, it's the first meeting. But this is great for Trae Young. Yeah. I hope he understands that. But Atlanta's got more offensive talent, but the Knicks, the veterans, they have the toughness. Obviously, they're supposed to be more of a defensive team, even though they've had trouble stopping Trae. I do think they get this in a hard-fought series. And they can feel good. And I've talked to somebody in the organization today. They do feel good because they're like, hey, Julius Randle hasn't even gotten it going.
Right.
Julius Randle shooting 29%, and we've got a split. So they expect Randle to emerge in these next 2 games, and that should give them an advantage, they feel. Here's what I say about Randle. Yes, he better do that. Like, he better emerge, because if he continues to play this way, all that goodwill, all that reputation, regeneration that he did this season is going to be gone. And if he continues to play this poorly, people will look at him as an imposter as far as a franchise-leading player who just happened to have a great year under Tom Thibodeau. So Randle's got to step up.
Yeah, in a weird way, it's good for the Knicks. The ideal situation, Randle plays poorly, and the Knicks win, so they don't feel trapped, and they can go, listen, Julius, we can't pay all that money. We love you, but gosh, look what you did. So sometimes for a team, it's better for the Knicks that Randle struggles a little bit and they win, and I agree with you, they will win. Now, it's interesting. Joy and I were on this for a month. We kept saying, be careful with the Clippers and the Mavericks. Clippers are the better team. They are atrocious late. They have no direction. Well, boom, this is what they are. I think the series is over. I really do. Do you?
Yes, I do. I picked them in 7. I thought it would be tough, but yeah, I think it's over. I don't think they have the mental toughness and fortitude to come back from an 0-2 deficit, especially on the road.
Yeah.
And we know Paul George can get in his own head and he questions himself. That's why he struggles in the playoffs, because mentally he kind of gets shook. And Kawhi's not a leader. As great as he is, he's not a leader. He makes sure he's ready, but he's not really getting everybody else ready. And he is not showing the example of, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win this series, because he won't go ahead and guard Luka. Tell Ty Lue, give me Luka, don't switch. I'm fighting over picks. And when I'm not on him, PG can guard him. You fight over picks. Stop all of this foolish switching half the time when it's not even necessary because the picks are soft. But, yeah, they are in trouble. And here's the proof of the mental weakness, Colin. They ended the regular season as the best three-point shooting team in the league at 41%. These first 2 games, they shoot 33%. So you can do it in the regular season, but not when the heat and the pressure is on in the playoffs. They were the top free throw shooting team in the regular season. In game 1, they go 1 of 4 down the stretch of a close game from the free throw line. So you see the signs of them being a mentally weak team, and you can't come back from 0-2 down as a mentally weak team. Now, on paper, they're better than Dallas, but I think at this point, Dallas is the better team. They don't look as good on paper, but Luka's the best player in the series. They know what they want to do. Rick Carlisle's out coaching Tyronn Lue right now. They've beaten them 4 out of 5 times this year, 3 of them by double figures.
Yeah.
And so I just think Dallas has got them. The question is, will the Clippers avoid the sweep?
If Chris Paul was healthy, I think the Suns would lead the series 2-0. I do think they match up well with the Lakers. KCP, Kuzma gave you nothing last game. Where do you kind of stand on Game 3 tonight with that series?
I'm going to go with the Lakers. I picked the Lakers in 5 when this series started. Even if the Lakers had lost Game 2, Colin, I still would have thought the Lakers were going to win the series. I think LeBron, on offense, it looks like he's not even breaking a sweat.
I know.
It really does. Now, I'll give him credit. He is hustling on defense, and so is AD, especially in those, gut-wrenching times where they got to get a stop. They were able to do that. But I love what LeBron's doing. He looks like the elder statesman out there, the chess master who, doesn't have the athleticism right now, at least, that he's used to, and hasn't been able to overwhelm them with his athleticism, isn't going to the basket because I think he's wondering, can I even finish in there with the trees in there? But yet his jump shot has all of a sudden, it's just falling with great frequency, and he's making every right play in the half court. So I think as the playoffs go on, and you would think he gets his athleticism back, he's going to be playing even better. But look, I like the Suns. I will say this. The Lakers have not demoralized them.
No.
Usually in a series there comes a point where both teams know, okay, they're just better. We're going to lose. Phoenix is not at that point, even with Chris Paul hampered, because Devin Booker can rightly think to himself, I've been the best player in this series so far. Right. They can't stop me. And DeAndre Ayton, Colin, he looks like the perfect big man for today's NBA.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with the way he's playing. Those two, obviously Booker's already a star. Ayton's coming along. They got a good future. This will be a good series for them, but they're going to lose.
By the way, the Westbrook incident last night, you talked to a lot of NBA players and execs. You can ban fans for life. When you talk to people about fans and unruly behavior, somebody spit on Trae Young, is there a way to stop it? It seems like it is worse now. And some of it, I wonder if America's been cooped up for 2 years in their house and we don't know how to act. You're hearing airlines complain about unruly passengers. There's more fights at Miami airports had 3 brawls. And I'm thinking, is it just young people have been cooped up? They got all this energy. They don't know how to act. What is when you talk to insiders in the league, what do they make of the behavior of some of these fans lately?
Well, they're certainly upset, and obviously we're in a racially charged moment, right? With George Floyd and the player protest and the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff on the court and everything. And the racial element is one that people see, because most of the fans at NBA games are white. Most of the players are black. And so, we don't know these individuals. We don't know that they're racially motivated, but the player, look, some fans feel like as long as I don't say the N-word, it's not racism.
Yeah.
And players don't see it that way. And remember, just a day ago, Kyrie brought up race in Boston. And it's ironic that this would happen a day after that, but that's an element that is never far from the surface for African Americans in general, because you don't know if it's racism or not, but you do see the disrespect. And because of the history of the country, you think it very well could be, or it just is racism. So there's that. The players want the league to come down, because you've seen, Colin, obviously, Russell Westbrook wanted to get up in the stands.
Right.
LeBron tweets, if the shoe was on the other foot, what would happen? Almost saying hey, if it's good for the fans to do it, why can't players respond accordingly? And none of us want players to be able to go in the stands. I don't care what the fans do. We don't want a replay of the malice at the palace. But that's why the players are the league has to take care of it. You have to make the penalty so strong that the fans are there's no way I'm doing this, because I don't want to not be able to go into that arena for anything, a basketball game, a concert, whatever, for the rest of my life. So that's why they want the league to come down strong on these things.
Good stuff. Well thought out. Chris Broussard, thanks, buddy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd, or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.